long as people are being responsible.
But there definitely is people that go out, it's college, and I think that's like fair if you're smart and safe and get tested weekly. Like, you should be able to still enjoy your college experience and have a good time while also being safe.
Coming up on ABC 6 News at 5, what URI school officials say they're doing to make sure students can finish the year off in person. Live in Kingston, Olivia DeRocha, ABC 6 News.
Thanks, Olivia. Well, in Massachusetts, a big announcement from Governor Charlie Baker today. Starting April 19th, all adults in the Bay State will be able to get vaccinated. ABC 6 News reporter Scott Cook continues our team coverage from Brockton.
The Baker administration released their highly anticipated vaccine timeline earlier this morning, and here in the Bay State, all residents over the age of 16 will be eligible before May. Here's a look at the new timeline. Starting March 22nd, anyone over the age of 60 becomes eligible, as well as grocery store workers, transit workers, and other essential workers. Starting on April 5th, anyone 55 or older or with one or more comorbidity is eligible. And then on April 19th, the rest of the state's population, age 16 or older, becomes eligible as well.
We all know that the anxiety that's created by this process can be stressful for many people. And we hope that this clarity will help everybody plan ahead and know what to expect and when.
At a press conference held here at the Shaw Center in Brockton this morning, the Baker administration announced that the federal government will be upping its vaccine supply to the Bay State in the upcoming weeks. Eligible residents can pre-register and then book their appointments at regional or mass vaccination sites using the state's website. But the Baker administration is once again asking for patience, saying it could take weeks for people to be notified that an appointment has become available. And again, the state's pre-registration website is mass.gov/COVID vaccines, or you can find more information about the timeline on our website. That's abc6.com. In Brockton, Scott Cook, ABC 6 News.
Well, it was the first major holiday to see big changes because of the pandemic. And now for the second year in a row, St. Patrick's Day celebrations are falling short of what they're used to being. Well, we're seeing things aren't back to normal just yet, and businesses are somewhat open. ABC 6 News reporter Laura Puglisi takes a look at this year's celebrations.
The doors are open, the corned beef is cooking, and the drinks are flowing.
It was so heartbreaking last year. And just feeling everyone's excitement like, wow, this is gonna happen.
While Julie Ferrazzano and her family set up shop for today's celebrations, it's hard to forget what this day looked like 1 year ago.
Literally, the brakes were just put right up. By the next morning, we knew it was done, and we never opened our doors.
The executive order came down, shutting down businesses across the state due to COVID. Pubs took down decorations and closed their doors. The parade canceled and the streets empty.
Oh my God, it's like the apocalypse. This is like the absolute worst case scenario, because you have thousands of pounds of corned beef, thousands of pounds of Swiss, kegs of beer. You know, this holiday is a month of preparation.
After a year of hardships, their luck is changing.
We're just lucky now that we're allowed back open. We're open regular hours. We're able to stay open to 1 a.m. during the week, 2 o'clock on the weekend. It's like a family reunion.
And while the parade didn't happen today, PJ Fox, the vice president of Providence St. Patrick's Day Parade, says that doesn't mean it won't happen at all.
We have a tentative permit with the city of Providence to hold the parade on September 18th at noontime, so which is the halfway to St. Patrick's Day date.
Laura Puglisi, ABC 6 News.
Most restaurants do require reservations today because of capacity limits, so if you want to go out and celebrate, make sure you call ahead of time. Warmer outside today, but that could change in the next couple days. Let's get a look at our forecast now with Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Janoyer. Jeff, could there be snow coming?
There's a subtle hint, yeah, on that 7-day forecast, but let's live the moment with the sunshine popping today mixed with some cloud cover, and not a bad St. Patrick's Day. You know, it's been kind of cold to start the week on Monday and Tuesday, but today a big improvement, and it all comes with some sunshine that you see there. And the temperatures, lots of 40s to near 50. That's exactly where we should be for this time of year, and therefore it turned out to be a pretty nice St. Patrick's Day. But as Darren mentioned, there is some snow in the forecast. It's not here yet. It's still way off to our west. There's been severe weather in Mississippi and Alabama and Louisiana today, and all this rainfall that you see here is headed our way. And it will start off as rain, but not for tonight. Just clouds building in. Temperatures around 40 degrees by 10 p.m. Overnight lows eventually in the mid-30s. But that rain will catch up with us tomorrow afternoon. We'll get back to around 50. But as this storm pulls away Thursday night into Friday, it will change over to snow briefly. And we are showing some accumulations across the area. I broke out the snowfall graphic map again. We'll show it to you coming up in your full forecast. Darren.
Well, new at 4, the owners of a golden retriever from Bristol are upset and want a local vet to be held accountable for the death of 12-year-old Fenway. The dog was brought in on March 8th for her annual exam, and her owner, Keith Maloney, says she was carried out limp and covered in urine. A few hours later, she died before they could make it to the emergency vet in East Greenwich. The vet at Harbor Animal Hospital in Warren says he's not responsible, and the dog already had issues upon arrival.
What actually had happened was from the time the dog probably left the house, walked into our building, had a bleeding tumor on the heart base, kind of like a heart attack. Advised the owner something very serious, and we directed him to the nearest ER with the ability to do centesis and heart sticks.
I want to know what happened while she was under your care.
And why she was released in that condition.
If you had this insight and you let me take the dog and go home, and you didn't call me, I called you?
Well, Dr. Cordy says he and his staff did direct the Maloneys to the emergency vet. The Maloneys say he didn't until after they made a call once Fenway was not responsive. We'll have much more on this story coming up at 5:30. Developing news out of North Kingstown, police there are searching for a person of interest in 4 separate arson fires. The first fire reported at the Brockton Fairgrounds just before 1 o'clock this morning. Minutes later, 2 brush fires were also then reported. Then a 4th fire was found later in the morning, already put out at a football stadium. Investigators are now saying all the fires are connected and were likely set by the same person.
I think the timing of all of it, the building doesn't have any utilities going to it except for power. Other fires going on at the same time, we definitely see as potentially suspicious.
And Brockton police are asking anyone with information to call them. And one person in critical condition this afternoon after a car crash in North Kingstown late yesterday morning. The crash happened around 11:40 near the intersection of Devil's Foot Road and Nam Cook Road. 2 vehicles were involved in the crash, a sedan and a dump truck. The driver of the sedan was taken to Rhode Island Hospital with serious injuries. That driver is in critical condition. Police are investigating the cause of the crash. In an exclusive interview with ABC 6 anchor George Stephanopoulos, President Biden answered questions on everything from the surge in migrants crossing the border to Governor Andrew Cuomo. ABC correspondent Alex Prescia has the latest from Washington.
President Biden now on his Help is Here tour to pitch Americans on the benefits of his massive COVID relief law, spoke exclusively with ABC's George Stephanopoulos about what's next, a tax hike for wealthy Americans.
Anybody making more than $400,000 will see a small to a significant tax increase. If you make less than $400,000, you won't see one single penny in additional federal tax.
The president prepared to do it along partisan lines if necessary.
You didn't get a single Republican vote for tax cuts. How are you going to get a Republican vote for a tax increase?
Well, I may not get but I'll get the Democratic votes for a tax increase.
But Biden saying he doesn't believe he'll have to choose between his agenda and the filibuster, something Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell said doing away with would create a scorched earth Senate.
I don't think you have to eliminate the filibuster. You have to do it what it used to be when I first got to the Senate, and that is that a filibuster, you had to stand up and command the floor. Once you stopped talking, you lost that, and someone could move in and say, I moved the question of. So you got to work for the filibuster.
Biden also clearly has a different relationship than Donald Trump with Russian leader Vladimir Putin. While noting there are times where mutual interest will allow them to work together, he's also been critical.
You said you know he doesn't have a soul.
I did say that to him, yes. And his response was, we understand one another.
So you know Vladimir Putin. You think he's a killer?
Mm-hmm. I do.
An unclassified U.S. intelligence report released yesterday concluded Putin oversaw a sweeping effort to interfere in the 2020 election to hurt Biden's chances. Biden saying this.
He will pay a price.
When pushed on what that price will be, Biden didn't elaborate, simply saying, you'll see shortly. Alex Prescia, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come on ABC 6 First at 4, an investigation underway after 8 people are shot to death in Atlanta, what police think could be a potential motive. Plus, Lyft wants to help you get to your vaccine appointment. More on the new program being launched by the rideshare company. And a sure sign of spring, Wicked Tulips getting ready to reopen again. What Rhode Islanders can expect there this year. You're watching ABC 6, Southern New England's trusted news source.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Yeah. With great deals, get ready to turn your dreams into reality.
Lease a Corolla LE gas model for $139 a month and get a complimentary first month's payment with 2 years no-cost maintenance and Toyota safety sets.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
I was sitting like this at a red light when a car came out of nowhere and bam! It hit me so hard I injured my foot and sprained my neck. There was no warning, no sign, just bam! That's when I called attorney Tom Sparks. Tom handled my case and bam! He got me $70,000.
At the intersection of pain and suffering, you will see sparks fly.
Call 1-800-SPARKS-LAW.
Selling your home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Whether you're avoiding foreclosure, facing divorce, or moving, Patriot Home Buyers has a hassle-free solution to selling your home. We buy all types of houses, even those in need of repair. No fees, closing costs, or commissions. Our local family-owned team will provide you with a fast and easy cash offer. For a solution for your home, call or text us today at 401-226-7939.
Welcome back. Well, it's a sure sign of spring. Wicked Tulips is preparing for their 6th year of tulip picking here in southern New England, likely opening in late April or early May. The wildly popular destination has moved again this year, a few miles down the road from last year's location in Exeter. Last season was right at the start of the pandemic, so they could only offer drive-up through pickup, and you could still pick up curbside this year. But in addition, the original pick-your-own option is returning.
We're only going to be at 60% capacity for the U-Pick. We are going to sell tickets by the hour so we can control the crowds. And curbside, we'll be doing that, but it won't be as full on as we did last year because we get to now have people in the field, which is super exciting.
And also new this year, they're opening a second location in Eastern Connecticut that will have a later picking season. At 5:30, we'll have everything you need to know if you're planning to visit and the reason why they've been moving around so much lately. Now to continuing coverage out of East Providence, the family of the missing East Providence man who fell into the water near the East Providence Yacht Club asking for help today. Surveillance video caught Dennis Leonardo falling from the dock into the water 2 weeks ago. Search crews keep looking, but the family just put out a statement asking the public to help with the search if they can. More tonight on the eight people shot and killed at the 3 different spas in Atlanta. A suspect now in custody as investigators try to figure out a motive. ABC correspondent Rena Roy has the latest.
Police say 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long was out to kill Tuesday evening and had specific targets in mind.
He made indicators that he has some issues, potentially sexual addiction. We believe that he frequented these places in the past and may have been lashing out.
Police say the alleged shooter admitted to the killings, telling investigators he blamed these spas for his addiction, opening fire at 3 of them in and around Atlanta.
My understanding, they shot up a spa there. They've shot up 2 spas here in Zone 2.
Police say Long carried out his rampage across 2 counties, 45 minutes and 30 miles apart, killing 8 people. Most were women of Korean descent. While responding to the grisly scenes, authorities discovered these surveillance images of the suspect and quickly released them.
We were contacted by members of the family indicating that may be their son. We were able to track his phone.
A cross-county coordination between multiple police departments led them to the suspect. That's when they say they learned he was on his way to Florida to possibly cause even more bloodshed.
For as tragic as this was on yesterday in Metro Atlanta, this could have been significantly worse, it is very likely that there would have been more victims.
President Biden and Vice President Harris have been briefed on the situation, both expressing concern.
It is tragic. Our country, the president and I and all of us, we grieve for the loss.
Long is expected to face a judge for arraignment Thursday morning. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Just hours after that deadly shooting in Atlanta, Vice President Kamala Harris addressing Asian Americans. Her message, "We stand with you." Vice President Harris, who is Asian American herself, also acknowledging the recent rise in hate crimes towards the Asian American community during the pandemic.
The investigation is ongoing. We don't yet know, we're not yet clear about the motive. But I do want to say to our Asian American community that we stand with you and understand how this has frightened and shocked and outraged all people. But knowing the increasing level of hate crime against our Asian American brothers and sisters, we also want to speak out in solidarity with them and acknowledge that none of us should ever be silent in the face of any form of hate.
And Stop AAPI Hate, a coalition to end violence and hate against the Asian community, says they got more than 3,000 complaints from the start of the pandemic through the end of last year from all 50 states.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with Chief Meteorologist Jeff Denoyer.
The sun's been playing peekaboo with the clouds all day long, but finally winning out here in Providence with a lot of sunshine right now, really warming those temperatures up, and turned out to be a pretty nice St. Patrick's Day with the sunshine mixed with clouds and the temperatures warming up. We've been stuck in the 30s the last 2 days, but that's not the case today. Many locations, even at the coast, got up into the 40s, and a few locations nudged 50 like it is right now in Smithfield, and a much better day temperature-wise for this time of year. Off to our south and west, a very impressive storm system, and it's bringing severe weather that's going to make national news for Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana. And though there is severe weather happening right now in the form of tornadoes and large hail and damaging winds, for us, it's mainly just a rain event with a little snow mixed in. I'll explain. Hour by hour, clouds building for tonight. Temperatures not all that bad. We'll settle back in the mid to upper 30s by midnight, and that's what you can expect for your overnight lows. And then tomorrow, a lot of cloud cover. The one thing I have done is I've started to speed up the timeline of this system. So rain will come in sometime in the afternoon. That will keep the temperatures right around 50 degrees. It also means that the rain will be part of the evening commute for tomorrow. And we are going to bring up the word snow as this system pulls away Thursday night into Friday. And it is a well-timed snow event because there is a lot of warmth on this 7-day forecast, including the temperatures through Sunday for the next 4 days. There's just one day that has really cold air, and that's on Friday. And that's when we'll have a chance for some snowflakes to fly around. After the rain arrives tomorrow, we change over to snow late Thursday night. I'm speeding the timeline of this up a bit, which means that once we change over, the snow will be out of here really early Friday morning, but I do expect some slick roads and some snowy conditions for the Friday morning commute. Plus the breeze will pick up too, and anytime you have a gust up to 30 miles an hour, snowflakes coming down, time it out with a morning commute, reduce visibility, obviously expect a little slower go on Friday morning, even if the accumulations are not going to be all that impressive. So futurecast, the clouds for tonight building in. Tomorrow morning's commute's dry. The rain comes in sometime after noon. Rain will spread from southwest to northeast across the area. And by 5 p.m., just about everybody dealing with rain. That rain will become heavy at times tomorrow evening before some colder air works into the system. And there's your changeover happening sometime Thursday night around midnight. That changeover will happen from north to south. Snow will start to accumulate, especially on grassy surfaces. And because the system is moving a little faster, most of the snow will fall when it's dark. And if you want to have some accumulations on roads for mid to late March, you need the snow to fall at night, not during the day, and that is exactly what will happen. So the forecast, Friday afternoon is dry, but overall, when said and done, 1 to 3 inches, mainly on the grassy surfaces, cold cars, patios, and this will happen after midnight Thursday night into Friday, not for tonight and tomorrow, and at the coast a little bit less, a coating to an inch. Nonetheless, it's still some snow for mid to late March, and it's the first time we've had snow in the forecast all month long. Once the system pulls away, though, the weekend looks fantastic, and much of next week looks good, too, and mild temperatures in the 60s. Darren.
Thank you, Jeff. Still to come on ABC 6 First at 4. Lyft wants to help you get vaccinated. How the rideshare company is helping people get to their appointments. And voting just got easier in the Bay State. More on the new bill aimed at getting more people to cast their ballots.
In less than a month, the Baker administration will be opening vaccine registration to all Massachusetts residents. Tonight at 5, how the state plans to handle all of those appointments. And with the peak of St. Patrick's Day celebrations just a few hours away, how local bars and restaurants are preparing to keep you safe. Tonight on ABC 6 News at 5.
We tried a laxative that's both gentle and fast.
Great tasting Dalcolac Soft Chews works naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. Puts you comfortably in control. Dalcolac Soft Chews.
Who is USAA made for? It's made for this guy, a veteran who honorably served. And it's made for her. She's serving now. We made it for all branches and all ranks, whether they served one tour or made a career of it. We also made USAA for military spouses and their kids. USAA is easy to work with and can save you money on auto, home, and renter's insurance. Become a member today. Call us for a quote. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Hear that? That's a mountain laughing at you. So come prepared in a Kia Sportage. With available all-wheel drive, 237 horsepower, and 260 pound-feet of torque, and not in the less torque and horsepower-equipped Toyota RAV4 Limited. So you can turn that mountain's laugh into a whimper. Right now, lease the 2021 Sportage LX all-wheel drive for $159 a month.
The insurance company only knows me by this claim number. Well, insurance company, my name is Rachel, and I'm wondering when I'll start getting treated the way you promised. Nice to meet you.
Never trust the insurance company to keep their promises. Call Gemma Law Associates today.
We make this commitment to you. Tonight's breaking news, updates on today's top stories, and tomorrow's big events. See 11 minutes of nonstop news and weather. Turn to 11 at 11, only on ABC 6.
Welcome back. Time is almost run out for the Rhode Islander who won $1 million in the lottery. Today is the last day for that person to claim their $1 million Mega Millions ticket. The ticket was sold at a gas station in North Smithfield last year. Under lottery rules, players have 1 year from the date of the drawing to claim their prize. Officials with the RI Lottery urging Rhode Islanders to check their wallets, cars, drawers, anywhere they may put a ticket.
We're really doing everything in our power. We want to make sure that this prize gets claimed, and that's $1 million out there that we don't want to see a winner miss out on that life-changing amount of money.
So what happens if the ticket doesn't get claimed? The money will then go into the state's general fund, which goes to things like schools, park programs, and beaches. In consumer news this afternoon, Lyft wants you to get vaccinated and help you get to the vaccination appointment. The rideshare company is launching a new program that will let users book a Lyft to their vaccine appointment or pay for a ride for another person who is getting to their vaccine appointment. Lyft says it's prioritizing at-risk people from low-income communities as well as seniors. In local political news tonight, Governor Baker has signed a bill that extends mail-in voting in Massachusetts through June 30th, a crucial move as hundreds of cities and towns gear up for municipal elections in the spring. That's mayoral races and voting on bonds and funding for local governments. The law extends the current mail-in and early person voting laws in the state. It also gives lawmakers time to decide if mail-in voting will become permanent. Still to come here at 4, ever find yourself on a Zoom call that just seems to last forever? How a new app is helping you escape those endless meetings.
They say there's a time and place for everything, but there's never a good time for a car wreck. At my law firm, we work to keep you out of the courtroom and get you more money than the insurance company wants to pay. I'm attorney Rob Levine, the heavy hitter.
Call 1-800-LAW-1222. With my hepatitis C, I felt I couldn't be at my best for my family. In only 8 weeks with Mavyret, I was cured.
I faced reminders of my hep C every day.
I worried about my hep C.
But in only 8 weeks with Mavyret, I was cured.
Mavyret is the only 8-week cure for all types of hep C.
Before starting Maverick, your doctor will test if you've had hepatitis B, which may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV-1, or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take. Don't take Maverick with anazanavir or rifampin, or if you've had certain liver problems. If you've had or have serious liver problems other than Hep C, there's a rare chance they may worsen. Signs of serious liver problems may include yellowing of the skin, abdominal pain or swelling, confusion, and unexplained bleeding or bruising. Tell your doctor if you develop symptoms of liver disease. Common side effects include headache and tiredness.
With Hep C behind me, I feel free.
Fearless, because I am cured.
If you can't afford your medicine, AbbVie may be able to help.
Spring is finally here, and you really deserve an upgrade. The best way to do that is in a new Hyundai. Like the Sonata with the available class-exclusive digital smartphone key and wireless device charging. Save big on all our models. And then maybe consider getting a haircut for everyone in the family during the Hyundai Spring Upgrade event.
Lease an Elantra for $119 a month or get 0% APR plus $500 bonus cash and no payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
The best way to make social distancing fun,
Bible. That's the way you do it. You did it in 10 words.
Is with 25 words or less. More excitement.
Imaginary. You got that
More fun.
I just need to get a little more comfortable before I bed. I'm just going to get my little pillow.
And more Meredith.
I know what I would pick on a lonely night, but what were you going to pick?
25 words.